of emotion, if that's the right way to say it. Well, this is the Nighthawk. This was a commissioned race boat back in '81 from the Shazuli brothers out in New Jersey. They were an auto dealership, and this is a 21 Shadow, built by George Linder, and I'm not sure who else was involved, but there was some other people online I heard had their hands in this while they're building it. These ran the 2.4 carbureted engines with the offshore midsections and Bob's nose cone setups. The original blocks were Dick O'Day ported, and in the heyday this ran around 94 miles an hour at 21 feet long. An amazing boat. We as a family bought it back in '87 and owned it ever since. Stupid ass car alarm. We are going to be restoring this back to original. I have some of the gauges out right now, the 2 tachometers and the speedometer. The 2 tachs are the Mercury High Performance 10,000 RPM tachometers, which we'll be using. I just wanted to polish up the gauge faces. The 120 mile an hour speedometer, which is a Nordskog. At the time prior to my father's death, we wanted to see if we could get a new lens put on it because it was so faded, because the lens on those were more, it was like a plastic and it was very yellowed. Unfortunately, after his passing, which I would have loved for him to see, I actually found an NOS Nordskog speedometer exact to what was in this, brand new in the box. And so that'll be nice to add to this. A couple of the gauges were switched during its years, and what I'm going to do is install the correct gauges per era that this was built. This way the boat is going to be pretty much almost exactly as it was built back in '81. So pretty excited about that. The radio was cut in at some point in the mid to late '80s, and then my dad put one of those larger head units in. The teak is ruined on this from the hydraulic steering, and it's got a little bit of cracking to it. So I'm going to replace the teak on this, but I am going to delete the radio because that wasn't in there originally, and now we have Bluetooth technology, so that'll be fine. Everything else is going to stay. I'm going to restore the trim tab indicators, clean up all the switches for the trim and the K-planes. But I'm going to have to take everything apart and see what it's going to have to stay or go. I am going to change the design of the steering here. I was never really too sold on this style of rams with the all crisscrossing and whatnot. I think I'm going to go, really the only thing I'm going to change really on this boat actually is going to go with side ram steering, which is still hydraulic. I have all the parts for it, might as well just do it. So I think that'll be a nice little improvement on that part. Be less, just less, be more compact. It'll clean up this area here, which will be fine. So, well, this is it, all in its glory, and we just pulled it around and uncovered it. Well, we're going to be performing a compression test, but I'm hooking up the Mercury style spark tester, so so I don't screw up the ignition while I got the cranking without the plugs hooked up. But what I'm going to do first is, after I get this all handled here, sorry for the bouncing this, going to crank this over, and we're going to watch for spark, but I can't see it until I do the video, so we're going to do one side at a time. Well guys, what happened? Did we see anything? I don't know. Let's set up this one. It is cranking really slow. So, alright. Alright, let's stop this and see the results. Alright, so no spark. You should have told me. I would have done the other side. Alright, we're going to do the top right cylinder here. And just the battery's really low, so I'm just going to see what happens here. Just looking for some compression here. Alright, what's the good news, fellas? Oh, that is not good. Whoa. Nothing? Oh boy. Let's try this again. Oh boy. This is not what I wanted. Absolutely nothing. I don't know what that means. It means I'm gonna go down one cylinder here and see if maybe my freaking gauge is screwed up. Hopefully. Ugh. This is getting scary because this is one of the good blocks here. Well, they're both good, but shit. I know I took this apart at some point for some reason, but I don't know. Okay, I think it's the compression gauge. So, you know what? I bet you I know what's wrong. No, I don't. Alright. I'm going to go back to the video. I'm wondering if this gauge went up and then just came right back down because of the valve here. You guys probably know because you're watching, and I'm all the way by the front. Let's see. Alright, now we're on the port motor. Let's check for spark. Oh, apparently that makes the dogs bark. Okay. Alright, well, with the small flurry of issues from sitting, looks like we're going to just end up pulling the power heads off and going through some stuff. I did do a compression test, and as said earlier, the battery's kind of going down low. It's one of the gel batteries. I don't have a proper charger for it. Terrible excuse, but I did establish we have compression on everything, and the numbers were kind of declining because the cranking speed was getting low. So as the compression was going down, I was getting a little nervous, so I jumped back to one of the original ones I did, and that was down now too. So it's following the trend. So anyway, this one doesn't have any spark, which I showed you some wires that need to be addressed. It's, regardless, I don't want to get this thing running just to run it and break down in the freaking river. So I'm going to pull the power heads off, which I need to do anyway, and put them on my bench and go through them, get everything proper. So with that said, let's start pulling some stuff off here. Not a big deal. All right, well, I got the hoist out. I have the bolts all loosened up. Well, the studs loosened up, nuts on the studs. So I'm going to hook this up, get this up in the air. Hopefully it breaks free easily. And then we'll take them the rest of the way out, and then hopefully this is up and off. Let's see. Always make sure you get your washers off too. Those son of a bitches will hold this thing down too. Oh, here we go. Well, okay, let's disconnect this. All right. Forget to take this off. Yes, I did. All right. Forgot to undo the shift shaft. I loosened it to take the cable off, but forgot to take the nut and the whole kit and caboodle out. There we go. No big deal. All right, we are separated. here. To be honest, I am super excited to look up into this exhaust cavity. I want to see if this is the one of the real good original blocks or not. Original to what we were running, not what it was born with. The original born blocks I don't think are around, because these are dated 85 and 89. So, all right, let's see what happens. So this boat I'm working on is my dad's, and he passed away 6 years ago. I'm the caretaker of it now, and it's not the same working on it without him. And I was having problems with this bolt, getting a wrench in there, and I put his tools away when he passed away, kind of as like a keepsake of it, leaving it where it was, you know, as a tool tray. And I ended up digging in there to get this wrench, because I knew he made one to take this off. And I feel he's with me wrenching on it right now. So here's to you, Pops. We're gonna get this boat going. I love you and I miss you so much.